I wanted to show you. I'm very proud of both of these because they're both in pretty good shape. I wanted to show you the Alpha and the Delta RC Crossfire that Larry Hama on his dossier called Remote Control Joe Vehicle. That's all it was named. The designers named the vehicles. Larry had very little control over them other than to incorporate them into the storyline. So this is the Delta, this is the Alpha. They came with two different RC controls because they operate on different frequencies. But you know, I've always had a few dilemmas with these vehicles because they're so ridiculously fragile. If you look at my Delta, you'll notice that you know both of the rear or one of the rear tires is completely broken. So I went out and I grabbed another Delta and I said, wow, look at this. I bought this for $5 at a yard sale. Awesome. These tires are fantastic. And I remember in my original instructions, other than a notation on nickel cadmium batteries, there's an insert sheet inside the RC Crossfire that says, replacement parts for your Crossfire vehicle, item Crossfire antenna sleeve, which is either this or this because it came with both. This is the hard plastic sleeve and this is the soft, more pliable red sleeve. Crossfire front balloon tires, those Jimmy's, Crossfire rear balloon tires. So I'm really excited. I thought, all right, why don't I just take the, yeah, they don't come off. I think I need a tool. So it looks like when you see the second edition of the Ultimate Guide and you look at the Crossfire, I'm probably going to have to shoot it from this angle because this tire's blown and this tire's still in good shape. So just, you know, something interesting to note. If someone does know how to fix the rear tires for Crossfire, please let me know. I noticed that inside the Alpha is, yeah. Motherfucker. Sorry about that. Yep. There they are. There they are. Python Patrol ASP blast shields or blast guards. Unbelievable. Does anyone know why I would put them in the RC Crossfire? So not only did I waste like $25 on a Python Patrol ASP with now a broken guard on it, I already had them. But what are you going to do? I guess we'll just put them back in here, put them on the... And that's the problem with having this much G.I. Joe and Star Wars and Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos and Battle Beasts and Transformers Generation 1 and Armada and Energon is, I'll say to myself, I have this thing, potato, snow shovel. I'm going to take this and put it here. And then I walk away. And then a year or two later, I'll be playing with here and I'll say, oh, there it is. I think the best course of action is to stop buying new stuff and focus on what I already have, maintaining what I already have. Underneath, the Mean Dog, very weird. The Havoc, that, you know, if you look at the first edition of the book, hey, how about listing the wheel covers as being a separate, easily lost part? Hammerhead, Iron Grenadiers AGP, the Adder, the Rat, the Ice Saber, the Desert Fox. Okay, up top we got some Dreadnought stuff. Dreadnought Air Assault, the variation on the Slugger cannon. Notice no camouflage on it. I don't know where that's going to be a problem tomorrow is, I'm not sure where some of the vehicles are. I know they're all set up. There's the regular Slugger way over there and the end on the left. But also I just bought this beautiful, it's the variant Red Firebat, so I'm going to come over here and hopefully I'm going to have access. I don't know where the access port is, but I don't know what door it's hidden in. What do you think? So here's the difference in color. It's a drastic difference. So this is the variation of the Cobra Wolf. It'll be nice to have that side-by-side comparison. If you'll notice, it has, even in the package, it has black missiles as opposed to the white missiles. And, you know, there are some distinct differences. I think these are a deeper red. Dragonfly variations in cannons. I believe this was the earlier variation. it looks like 3 different body molds, or 2 different body molds that we're working with. If you look at the front here, this body mold is based on, the front of it is based on the Vamp Mark I, and this is confusing for many reasons. We're assuming 1982, 1984, 1984, well, 1984, 1984, 1987, 1986, 1989. So the problem here is, this is the first vamp mold. This first vamp mold of the body looks like what the mail-away vamp has. Okay, the bodies for the Dreadnought, the Stinger, and the release of the Vamp Mark II, the general release of it, share the same body mold, share the later 84 body mold. These are distinctly different. If you look at, of course I'm going to drop it. If you look at the inside, there are, oh, wait a second, there are holes inside the, inside the mail-away release. There are little holes inside the tabs, and there are no little holes inside this tabs. The cross-hatching inside on the non-mail-away, on the general release, is thick. On the mail-away, it's thin. So again, no holes, thick cross-hatching on the general release Vamp Mark II. Now, if we move on to the Tiger Force, we'll see that the Tiger Force is exactly the same mold as the mail-away. So we're assuming that this mold for the canvas and the doors was lost, destroyed, not used anymore. So when the mail-away was out, they must have used what was on the Tiger Force, because there are many differences. On the Vamp, if you look at the top of it, it looks like the way that Hasbro wanted to design it was this hatch or this hole is rolled back, okay? And on here it looks like, on the passenger side, it looks like a marking where it could be rolled back if it were in the real world. When we look at the Tiger Sting and the mail-away, there's no rollback mark here at all. So there are differences. Another difference, looking at the top of the missile launchers, these 3 missile launchers, these 2 are the same, and this one is different. So on the general release Vamp Mark II, there are no hatches, 2 little notches on the top that pop out. But on the Tiger Sting and the mail-away Vamp, there are 2 little hatches. And the missiles, we looked at it. Note that the Tiger Sting missiles are not pointed like the other ones as well. They're rounded. The missiles actually sit a little bit deeper in the mail-away. See the lines up here? You know, you've got 1/8 of an inch. This is almost flush on the mail-away. So it's very different. Plus, I'm gonna actually put them down so Chad can take a better look. Maybe better to do it like that. The cross-hatching looks closer on this one. So this may be an entirely different mold. The cross-hatching is closer here, and the cross-hatching, or the pattern that's going across of the vertical lines, is the space between them is a little bit more pronounced on the regular release. So someone must have lost something or didn't use it again. And this is just, Chad and I walking around looking at stuff. So for those of you who never think there are any more variants, the diehards know that that's not true. But all it takes is a good eye and being able to compare them one against another. For the diehard collectors, you know that there are probably many more variations. As I mentioned before, the shovel has 2 variations of the steering wheel. So, take your time, look at your stuff, really study it, really examine it.